It's called the silly season for a reason. During this time of year, fun and frolic is often the way of life. But we want you to also be alert on the road, taking the necessary precautions to preserve your life and that of others. It's road safety tips, one of the main topics for discussion on today's program. Also in the show, head of the Heart Trust NTA, Dr. Wesley, is back with us on Issues and Answers. This time around, he speaks about accessing the services of the trust.
We have reintroduced our pre-tech program. Pre-tech. In other words, those who are not ready to enter our technical program. Okay. So in other words, they might fall short with the grade 9 English or the grade 9 mathematics. So this pre-tech program now is to bring them up to speed.
I'm Carrie-Ann Smith, and this is another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shauna Helps, Women's Girls School National Junior Sprinter. By now, you should know about the Tablets in School pilot project, in which students and teachers in 38 schools across Jamaica are provided with tablet computers by the government. This message is for those students who will benefit. Remember that the main purpose of the tablets is for improving education. Be conscious of your environment. Don't show off by using it on the road, while walking, or on the bus. Wait until you are at home or in a safe place, and do not use it when you are eating or drinking. Food and liquid on your device will ruin your chance of enjoying the most from it. Students, if you take care of your tablet, it will take care of you.
If you are an unattached youth, there is still hope for you to get a skill and become a productive citizen. Or do you know someone who dropped out of high school or has graduated without subject passes in any external exam? The Heart Trust NTA can be of major help. They offer a variety of training programs, most at minimal cost. The agency's executive director, Dr. Wesley, is with us today on Issues. He provides some very valuable answers for our youth. Watch this.
Thanks for joining us for Issues and Answers. I'm Ian Boyne. Today we continue our focus on the critical institution, the Heart Trust NTA, an institution that has impacted the lives of multiple thousands of Jamaicans, and it continues with its innovative programs. Its dynamic head, Dr. Wesley, is with us today, and we continue a discussion that we had begun last week. We thank you for your company, Dr. Wesley. Thanks for being back with us.
Thank you very much.
Again. Could you just enumerate for us some of the significant achievements of the Heart Trust NTA? What kind of an impact it is having? How many persons are trained through the multiplicity of programs and partnerships?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Ian, to share. I think if we go back to the purpose as to why Heart Trust NTA was established, it was established to ensure that the youths of Jamaica get an opportunity to acquire a skill and to become productive citizens of this country. To date, if you look back over the history, we would have trained about over 600,000 individuals. We would have certified over 200,000 individuals as well over that period, which means that we would have made a significant contribution towards the development of the Jamaican workforce, which is what we are set out to do. Today we continue to train individuals, and we are having an annual enrollment figure, when you look at our data, of about 60,000 persons passing through the NTA. Right, and an average of about 18,000 persons being certified. I just want to take this point, though, to clarify an issue, because sometimes when persons hear that you're training 60,000 and only certifying 17,000, it becomes an issue, because they're looking at the throughput of the organization. But the number of persons certified is not necessarily a function of the total number of persons enrolled. And just to use a simple example, when you are going to school, it's only those who are in the final year of their program would be eligible to graduate.
Yes,
all right, and it is that cohort that you can have your certification from. And so that is why the disparity between 60,000 being enrolled and 17,000 being certified. It depends on those persons who are ready. It's a competency-based approach that we use, and it is those persons who are so ready to be certified that we would release. So we continue to engage and train certify individuals to international standards. We have also taken the position to ensure that the kind of training, the quality of training persons receive from the Heart Trust NTA is, we would have improved the quality of those individuals. And so we have set out on the establishment of what we call workforce colleges and TVET institutes.
Yes.
And so the workforce colleges are industry-based enterprises that facilitate the training of individuals or the workforce for those for that industry. Now, when you look, for example, at our Hart College of Hospitality, we have the Cardiff Hotel and Spa there, which is the industry-based area for persons to acquire and to receive their skills in hospitality and restaurant services and housekeeping and becoming a chef and all of those things. But it has to be done within an industry-based environment, which is what the Cardiff Hotel and Spa provides. Precisely. Then we have the Portmore Hart College of Construction over by Portmore, which is giving all the technical skills in construction, in electrical, in telecommunication, in welding, and furniture making and all of that. Then you have the Hart College of Beauty Services, cosmetology. We have Salon 10, right? Yes. Everybody going there and doing what needs to be done.
A big demand.
Precisely. Yes. So all and then we have the Hart College of Innovation and Technology out by Montego Bay, which is our technical information technology area. So all those workforce colleges are embedded within a particular industry and ensuring that persons are being trained with the requisite skills to move forward. Then we have the TVET Institute, which is not necessarily industry specific, but it is almost locational specific, the region in which they are located and what is it that they focus on, what is relevant to the area in which they are located, what are the skills in demand in that area, and seek to respond to that demand. So we have moved in that direction to ensure that we can now have quality output from those programs, doing the requisite program, redesigning our programs to take into consideration the employability skills and ensuring that individuals are now ready for the world of work. We have now we are now placing a lot of emphasis on employment, because if you look at Heart, the E in Heart is actually employment. Yes. And so we are looking now to expand our effort in driving employment creation, employment activities that will allow our trainees to be engaged. Now, once we start to look in that direction, a natural fit for us is the MSMEs, the Small Business Association, and how we plan to work with them to make sure that they can expand their businesses to take on more of our trainees. In that regard, our Business Development and Workforce Solution Unit, we have created what we call the Smart Track program, which is geared towards any small business operation. Now, if you're a small business owner, you can actually gain access to that program free of charge. Free of charge? Free of charge. The only thing you pay is the administrative fee, which is about $4 or $5.
Well, because I want you to tell us what is involved in that program and how people who are watching us and listening to us can get on board. The Executive Director of the Heart Trust NTA, Dr. Wesley, giving us vital information on this program. We take a break, but we'll be right back.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
Stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences. Act.
Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review.
Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
Welcome back. The head of the Heart Trust NTA, Dr. Wesley, is our guest on Issues and Answers. Yes, so tell us about this program. It's free.
Yeah, right. It's free to all small business operators.
Yes.
And what it is geared towards is to ensure that they have the requisite skills to competently and effectively manage their businesses. It is designed in a modular form, so if they're operating their business, they don't have to worry about coming in for an entire and extended period of time.
So it's online, or
no? It's not online. Well, portion of it will be online, but portion will be delivered by the Vocational Training Development Institute. That's the VTDI, through the business development.
So if I'm a small business person, but I don't really know how to run the business, but I have some ideas.
Precisely.
I can come in and get
a level 3 certification in small business management. Okay. And you can, and as I said, it is modular. So you can come and say, well, right now, my thing is marketing, and I just want to do the unit marketing, inventory control, or finance, whatever it is that you want to do, you can tailor your program. And then once, over a period of time, you can complete all modules and you're given that certification. And I want to encourage all business owners who are not so trained to take and make use of this opportunity. Yes.
And you give a number of courses which are heavily subsidized. I mean, your cosmetology course. Well, you have removed the fees from level 3. From level 3 now.
Right.
This is good news.
Right. So right now, persons attending Heart Trust NTA will do levels 1, 2, and 3 absolutely free, except again for that administrative charge. But it is tuition free. You don't have to pay tuition anymore. And so that should increase the number of persons moving on towards higher level training.
So would one have to go to the Heart School of Cosmetology for that, or you have a sort of outline?
Well, you keep mentioning the Heart School of Cosmetology, but it's not restricted to the Heart College of Beauty Services. It is right across all of our training entities.
Oh, it's across your training entities?
And any one of the Heart Trust institution you go, they know that level 3 is free.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes. And I was saying, particularly in cosmetology, that course is offered throughout.
Yes, several of the cosmetology courses or programs are offered throughout our training entities. Okay. But you know, the flagship is Heart College of Beauty Services.
But it's mainstreamed.
It's yes.
You can get it in
the same quality program we're expecting you to get right across the system.
Yes.
I just want to also mention, Ian, because earlier on you were making reference to our unattached and at-risk youth, and those who might not yet make it at the entry requirement of a grade 9 level.
That's right. There are people who don't have any qualification, might have skill, but no qualification.
Right. So I'm pleased to let you know that we have reintroduced our pre-tech program. Pre-tech. In other words, those who are not ready to enter our technical program. But so in other words, they might fall short with the grade 9 English or the grade 9 mathematics. So this pre-tech program now is to bring them up to speed with what they need to be admitted, but at the same time giving them the requisite skills, exposure to the skill area, so that they are not bored throughout the program. And that is about a 4-month program. All right, and we're trying to work mainly with our residential facilities so persons can have access to it over that intense period. And once they've completed that program, they will move right into our.
So if I left school with no subject at all, I can
come to Heart. And we will look at how we will treat with you. In fact, Ian, I just want to also point to the fact that we are using technology where technology is available. And we have developed what we call the National Diagnostic and Registration System. The National Diagnostic and Referral System. With this system, once you apply online, your online assessment is scheduled. And it is not a test, it's an assessment. And I want to make that very clear, because what we're doing with the assessment is to diagnose where you are in terms of your competence in English and your competence in mathematics. If we recognize any deficiency in those areas, the appropriate referral will be made. So you're not really turned back. Good. The appropriate referral will be made for either, and in this regard we are partnering with like the Jamaica Foundation for Lifelong Learning to make sure that persons can enter into a program that will advance their career. In fact, the JFLL is actually piloting the high school equivalency diploma, which is very structured right now and is allowing persons to move from the basic level all the way to the proficiency level. And any time throughout that track, if after pursuing your referral to them, you are at the intermediate and you want to come back to Heart Trust, then that opportunity exists. But if you want to move on to get your CXCs and your proficiencies, you can also move. So we are trying to work with the rest of the education system to ensure that we have persons equipped with the skill set that they need to have.
And Doc, there are some excellent tradesmen, carpenters, masons and so on, who don't have any formal education and who don't have any means of certification. In other words, might be working for 15 or so years in the field, but they can't prove anything. They can come through the HEART program and you certify.
Yeah, we have an assessment process that facilitates that. We call it prior learning assessment. And once you can come and demonstrate the skill set, what we will do is to do a skills gap analysis, because yes, you would have been making the furniture, but there might be some gap elsewhere. And for you to be certified at NVQJ level 1, 2, 3, and 4, there are certain components of that program that you must demonstrate. So we will look at it and make sure that you get the requisite assistance to bring you up, or just certify you for what you have, because perhaps you have all the skill sets required and you can be certified and given the level 1 or level 2 certification as needs be.
I beg my producer for a minute. You work with community groups. Can community groups call you and say, boy, partner with me to do some program?
Certainly, Ian. We have a very vibrant community training intervention program. Currently, we work with about approximately 85 communities. We're spending approximately $350 million a year on assisting those communities. So anybody out there with the, because one of the things you talked about, access and expansion and capacity, and one way for us to expand our capacity is to work closely with the communities. Any center, any NGOs out there that we can work with, you can always apply to Heart Trust NTA. We have a process that you'd go through, and a subvention can be made to you to ensure that the persons and individuals in Jamaica can have access to quality training programs.
Good. A lot of useful information from the Executive Director of the Heart Trust NTA, Dr. Wesley. Information that you can use now, things that you can access that the state, the government is making available to you. Keep tuned to us here on Issues and Answers. You get the information that will make your life better. Next week I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a pleasant day.
This is Ramin Virgo. I'm here appeal to all of the youths them to just stay away from crime and violence. We know the temptation, the money, the fast life. People say them rate you. But that will only take you nowhere. If you stay in school and focus, then you can achieve anything. Be your own leader. A gang is a dead end.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Road deaths for this year are well above the 240 mark. Please don't become the next statistic. If you drive, take your time. If you're a passenger, don't be shy to speak out against careless driving. Coming up, looking out for the elderly on the road, because they also need protection.
The roadways are meant for smooth and safe commute by all individuals. But statistics show that some categories of users are more prone to an unsafe passage. One of these categories is elderly persons, those over 60 years of age.
perhaps as a consequence of their specific physical challenges.
As you grow older, over 65 and going up, you find that people are now prone to a lot of accidents because, number one, they have visual loss gradually, hearing loss. Now they also may become more forgetful. In other words, there is increased reaction time to whatever they are doing. So if they usually used to respond to a situation in a minute, they may do so in 3 minutes.
Persons 65 to 74 years, elderly drivers and pedestrians, men especially, are the most vulnerable within this advanced age group.
Some elderly drivers do not see well, and some are not able to discern colors. And so you will find elderly drivers going through red lights, thinking that it is on green, or perhaps it looks green to them. Then there are signs which will tell us when to turn right, when there's no right turn, and because it is not visible or too visible to the elderly, they will disobey those signs.
The predisposition of these vulnerable individuals to difficulties in the traffic environment dictates that some fundamental changes have to be made to accommodate them.
The National Works Agency is the main entity responsible for ensuring a traffic-friendly environment. That means ensuring that all roadways are outfitted with the proper signage and other amenities to facilitate smooth usage for all road users. But when it comes to the elderly, certain special considerations have to be made.
For a traffic-friendly environment, for the person itself now, sidewalks, pedestrian guardrails, pedestrian crossings, having ramps on the sidewalks themselves to provide ease of access, advanced features in sidewalks, or you might have tactile sidewalks now where the texture of the sidewalk is different from the regular sidewalk for the blind so that they can feel when they walk.
Guided by the regulations for accommodating vulnerable road users, the NWA makes provisions to include these persons in the design of traffic systems and road networks. Pedestrian crossings, sidewalks, bridges, walk signals at stoplights, and road signs and markings are some of the elements that have to be modified to help elderly persons properly function on the roads. One very practical example is the length of time given to walk across pedestrian crossings at stoplights. All that means is that the walk signal to notify persons when it's safe to cross the road stays up longer to allow persons with physical difficulties more time to make their way to the other side. Another is the provision made for ease of travel while driving at nights.
With regards to visibility and the motorists, the driving elderly, you will find that we have also provided raised pavement markers, or what we commonly call cat eyes. This also improves the visibility while traversing the corridor, so that they mark the lane that you should be in. You will have road markings and proper signage. Now, with regards to signage, we have, maybe in the last 5 years, increased the standard which we use to measure the reflectivity of signs.
Sometimes there is no need to deny the elderly and other vulnerable persons their independence on our roads. But you and I do have a responsibility to assess their performance and assist wherever possible.
Driving in holiday traffic, or really any other time of the year, demands your constant attention and vigilance to make sure you get from point A to B safely. It's far easier to do that if you follow a few simple rules. Stay alert. Do not be distracted by your cell phone, any other gadget or passenger while driving. When traveling at night, park in a well-lit area and always keep your car doors locked, even when at a stoplight. Make sure you have enough fuel in case there's an emergency and you need to divert from your usual route. In the event that you feel threatened while driving, stay calm and do not react aggressively. Instead, drive to a busy, safe place or the nearest police station. Follow these few tips and navigate the busy streets safely this holiday season, and indeed at all times.
The winter tourist season begins tomorrow. Tourism Minister Dr. McNeil brings us greetings and some good news about the industry's performance. Take a look.
My fellow Jamaicans, with the hard work done throughout the year by all the players in the sector, we are well prepared for a successful winter tourist season. As you know, tourism is one of our leading industries in its contribution to employment and foreign exchange earnings. Despite many challenges, we have managed to perform very well. For the period January through October, Jamaica welcomed over 1.7 million stopover visitors, a 3.1% increase over the same period last year. Earnings from stopover arrivals for the same period grew even more and stood at $1.7 billion, reflecting an increase of 5.1% over 2013. For the month of November, preliminary estimates point to a 6% increase. And if we continue on a similar growth path this month, we can expect another record-breaking year, as we will again surpass 2 million stopover visitors in a year. What is even more significant is that when we combine our stopover and cruise arrivals, we expect to end the year with some 3.5 million visitors overall, which marks a significant achievement for a country with a population of only 2.7 million people. Our potential for even more robust growth can also be seen in the tangible proof of recent major investments in the sector. This is estimated at some 35 billion Jamaican dollars. These investments are by iconic international brands such as Azul Sensatori, Hyatt, Marriott, the Moon Palace, and Royalton. And happily, we have also seen continued investment by our local players such as Sagicor and the Hendrickson family. The Hyatt Ziva and Hyatt Zilara resorts in Montego Bay and the Moon Palace, Jamaica Grand in Ocho Rios, will both come back on stream for the winter, and they are already projecting good occupancies. Let us all commit to making this winter season even better than the last. Let us work together to ensure that Jamaica's reputation as a world-class destination is reinforced. After all, given our unique culture, heritage, the beauty of our island, and the warmth of our people, we can take pride in all that Jamaica has to offer. Thank you, and God bless you.
Think on this. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Valuable words from Albert Einstein, coming in the season when compassion and kindness should matter most. This is where we leave you for today. Our programs are online at jis.gov.jm. We've also got a YouTube channel, Watch JIS. For comments or feedback, send us an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Jamaica Magazine returns to your television screen tomorrow on this station. I'm Carrie Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.